Shot for cheap as an ex-GMA host returns to the show, George Stephanopoulos makes an uncomfortable confession live on television. George, 62, can be very frugal with his money at times. The TV personality met down with Charlie Gibson, an 80-year-old retired GMA anchor, and his daughter Kate Gibson. Charlie and Kate co-host a podcast called The Bookcase. On GMA's Thursday podcast, George addressed the podcast with the father-daughter duo. "Do you get your love of reading from your father?" He inquired of Kate Dye. Kate said that the bookstore was the only place in the world where he wasn't notoriously cheap. George revealed that he and Charlie had a thing in common. The ABC anchor seems happier today than he did yesterday. George arrived at his audiobook recording session on Wednesday looking glum and fatigued. The host posted an Instagram video of himself getting things started and arriving at the studio. Dark days. George entered the booth dressed very differently than fans are accustomed to seeing him in during his weekday hosting duties. He'd chosen a slouchier, more comfy attire for his recording session. George arrived dressed in a dark gray hoodie, a matching gray beanie, and khaki slacks. It was a far cry from the sharp, spotless clothes he usually wears on the GMA set. He didn't take off his beanie in the booth, even after he sat down to start the day. In fact, he wore it even when he began working in the clip. He had a melancholy expression on his face as he put up everything in the booth. While working, George looked to consume a couple of cups of coffee. This new video comes at a time when George and his wife, Ali Wentworth, 58, are grappling with becoming empty nesters, with both kids gone. Angry wife. George's hat in the recording studio was a source of dispute among fans who thought it was adorable. Ali, on the other hand, didn't appreciate seeing it on her spouse. It was part of the same outfit he was wearing when he first arrived at the recording booth. He apparently forgot or didn't want to remove his hat. When Ali posted the video, he immediately saw it. She proceeded to the comments area to share her thoughts on his appearance in the video. "Honey, take your hat off," she exclaimed. Fans weighed on, suggesting that he should keep his hat on. "You've got to be comfortable sitting in a sound booth for hours," said another.